Snow falls in heavy sheets. It muffles sound. It blinds distance. A U.S. infantryman moves forward step by step. His boots sink deep. The cold bites through leather and wool. His breath forms a white cloud. Ahead, the road disappears into a frozen forest. On the roadside, shapes lie half buried. Abandoned carts, broken rifles, frozen bodies. Then he sees movement. A woman. She wears a thin coat. Her hair is stiff with frost. She tries to stand. She collapses. Her legs do not answer her. Her lips are blue. Her eyes are open but unfocused. She looks at the soldiers without fear, only exhaustion. Her feet are numb. She cannot walk. The war has pushed her here, between retreating German columns and advancing American lines. In the snow, with nowhere left to go, by the winter of 1944, the war in Europe has entered its final phase. Germany is collapsing under pressure from all sides. In the West, Allied armies have broken out of Normandy and pushed across France. Paris was liberated in August. By September, U.S. and British forces reached the German border. In the east, the Red Army is advancing relentlessly from Poland toward Berlin. Germany faces a two-front war it can no longer sustain. Fuel is scarce, ammunition is rationed. Trained soldiers are gone. The German command relies increasingly on civilians, forced laborers, and hastily assembled units. In December 1944, Adolf Hitler launches one last major offensive in the West. The Ardennes Offensive, known later as the Battle of the Bulge, aims to split Allied lines and capture Antwerp. It fails. By January 1945, the German army is shattered. Units retreat in chaos, roads clogged with soldiers, refugees, and prisoners. Winter temperatures drop well below freezing. Snow covers Belgium, Luxembourg, and Western Germany. Frostbite becomes as deadly as bullets. Millions of civilians are on the move. German women, children, and elderly flee advancing armies. Some are escaping Soviet forces. Others are simply trying to survive as towns collapse behind the front. Many civilians are caught in combat zones. Some are detained by Allied troops for security. Others surrender voluntarily. They become prisoners of war or civilian detainees. The U.S. Army advances steadily in early 1945, well supplied and supported by air power. American divisions push toward the Rhine River. Their orders are clear: advance, secure towns, take prisoners, avoid unnecessary civilian casualties. U.S. military doctrine emphasizes discipline toward civilians. Soldiers are trained to process prisoners humanely, even as they face bitter resistance and brutal conditions. Technology plays its role. American forces have superior logistics. Trucks deliver food, fuel, and winter clothing. Radios keep units coordinated. German forces lack all of this. Their vehicles freeze or run out of fuel. Horses replace trucks. Weapons malfunction in the cold. Civilians suffer the worst. They have no winter gear, no rations, no protection. Many collapse along roadsides, unable to continue. Some German women are attached to military units as auxiliaries. Others are refugees or forced laborers. When they are captured, they are classified as POWs or internees depending on circumstances. In winter 1945, U.S. soldiers encounter thousands of such individuals. Many are malnourished. Many are injured. Many cannot walk. The woman in the snow is one of them. Her exact unit or status is unclear. It often was. Records were incomplete. People moved without papers. What is clear is her condition. She is suffering from exposure. Frostbite has likely set in. Her feet are numb. The blood no longer flows properly. If left behind, she will die within hours. From the human angle, the moment is simple. A soldier sees another human being failing in front of him. He is exhausted himself. He has marched for days. He has slept in barns and ditches. He has lost friends. Yet training and instinct push him to act. This woman is no longer an enemy. She is unarmed. She is freezing. U.S. soldiers had seen too much death already. Many later recalled that civilians in winter 1945 haunted them more than combat. The war was ending, but suffering was everywhere. The soldiers do not debate ideology. They do not ask questions. They lift her. Two men take her under the arms. Another carries her pack. Her boots are frozen stiff. Her feet cannot feel the ground. They move slowly. Every step costs effort. Snow fills their collars. Cold burns their lungs. Still, they continue. From a tactical angle, This moment happens behind the front line. The area is secured, but not safe. German units still move through forests. Snipers and stragglers remain. Stopping exposes the soldiers to risk. Carrying a prisoner slows the unit. Yet U.S. Army regulations allow and encourage aid to wounded prisoners. Field manuals stress control and care of POWs. A living prisoner is intelligence. A dead civilian is a moral and logistical burden. The soldiers know this. They move her toward a collection point. These are often barns or schools. Their medics can assess her condition. If frostbite is advanced, amputation may be required. If treated early, circulation may return. Speed matters. From a technological angle, the difference is stark. The Americans wear insulated boots, wool trousers, layered jackets. They carry K-rations. They have access to heated vehicles behind the lines. The woman does not. Her clothing is thin. Her boots are worn. German supply lines have collapsed. Civilian production ended months earlier. Coal is scarce. Food is rationed to starvation levels. Technology determines survival. The U.S. Army also has medical units close to the front. Aid stations operate within miles. Heated tents, morphine, antibiotics. German civilians have none of this. Hospitals are overwhelmed or destroyed. Doctors are drafted. Supplies are gone. From the enemy perspective, this scene reflects total defeat. German command no longer controls the movement of its people. Women are left to fend for themselves. Retreating units abandon civilians because they cannot protect them. Ideology no longer matters. Survival does. Many German soldiers later recalled seeing women and children freeze along roads as they marched west. They could not stop. Orders pushed them on. Anyone who fell behind was lost. For the woman, captured by U.S. forces is not humiliation, it is rescue. The enemy has become her only chance. The turning point comes not with a battle, but with a decision. The soldiers choose to carry her rather than leave her. This choice changes everything for her. Without it, exposure would kill her. Frostbite progresses quickly at subzero temperatures. Blood vessels constrict. Tissue dies. Once the core temperature drops, unconsciousness follows. Death is quiet and fast. The men adjust their formation. One soldier takes point. To carry her in turns. They rotate every few minutes. Their arms ache, their gloves are wet. Each transfer risks dropping her. They coordinate with brief gestures, no words wasted. Time matters. They reach a road junction, a truck waits. Its engine runs, exhaust rises into the cold air. The driver helps lift her into the back. Medics wrap her feet, they check her pulse. It is weak but steady. They mark her as a prisoner. They note severe exposure. She is moved to a rear aid station. Numbers define this moment. By early 1945, the U.S. Army is processing tens of thousands of German prisoners every week. Many are civilians, many are women. Field hospitals treat thousands of frostbite cases. In January alone, the U.S. Army records over 90,000 cold weather injuries. Germans suffer far more, though exact numbers are unknown. Actions matter. The soldiers did not have to stop. Many units did not. War does not pause. Yet individual decisions shape outcomes. This one saves a life. Movement continues. The unit advances. Towns fall. Bridges are seized. The Rhine approaches. For the woman, the war effectively ends in that truck. She will not march again. She will not freeze on the roadside. She enters the machinery of Allied prisoner handling, which, despite shortages, functions. The aftermath unfolds quietly. The woman survives the night. Circulation returns slowly. If frostbite damage is limited, her feet recover. If severe toes may be lost. Either way, she lives. She spends weeks in a POW camp or civilian internment center. Food is basic but regular. Shelter is warm. Medical care is steady. Compared to the chaos outside, it is safety. For the soldiers, the war continues. They cross the Rhine in March, they push into central Germany, resistance collapses. In April, U.S. forces link with the Red Army at the Elbe. Germany surrenders on May 7, 1945. Losses are counted. Over 400,000 German civilians die in the final months of the war, many from exposure, starvation, and displacement. Millions are homeless. Cities lie in ruins. The winter of 1944 to 1945 becomes one of the harshest in memory. It kills without discrimination. For the U.S. Army, discipline toward civilians becomes part of its post-war identity. Incidents like this are rarely recorded in official reports. They appear later in memoirs and interviews, small acts unnoticed at the time, yet they shape memory. The woman disappears into history. Her name may never be known. Her story survives only in fragments, a photograph, a brief account, a soldier's memory, but her survival stands as fact. The cost of the war is measured not only in battles and borders, but in moments like this. One person carried through snow, one decision made under pressure, one life spared amid destruction. This event teaches a quiet lesson. Even in total war, humanity persists. Systems collapse, ideologies fail, but individual choices still matter. The laws of war exist for a reason. They protect when everything else is gone. In the final winter of World War II, mercy did not change the outcome of the war, but it changed the outcome for one person, and that was enough.